Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
6 months ago, okay, accurately 6 months ago, almost, I hosted to you a very special gentleman. This gentleman hailed from Kabale. He had a very oozing personality. He had the charm. He could speak Ruchiga. People were so fascinated.
Abakura mwena abakiga barampagira n'abandi bona abanywanyi banje family yanje n'abarawurira Urukiga runyankore mwena n'abakura mu zina rya Ruhanga. You know, when you are doing art, we knew that art has oil on canvas, or painting, sketching with a pen, but now art has moved a step forward. It has moved in the digital world. I'm very honored and to be associated with Crossroads Multimedia.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Chilling. I'm too excited to be back on your silver screen. My name is Drago more than ever. Now, 6 months ago, okay, accurately 6 months ago, almost, I hosted a very special gentleman. This gentleman hailed from Kabale. He had a very oozing personality. He had the charm. He could speak Ruchiga. People were so fascinated. And you requested me to have him back again on the program, of which I did hesitate. And so tonight, I'm ready to introduce to you the man himself, Abdul Aziz from Kabale. You know that man who talked about Samona and, you know, toning his skin. Is right in the building, so stick around to find out more. What we discuss about this time, will it be still about the same we did the other time, which was a bit boring, or it's a totally different thing? So don't go anywhere and don't touch that dial. My name is Drago and welcome to Chilling, the best of the good life. Please stay with us.
Hi everyone, my name is MINO ABDUL AZIZ. aka known as Chakabare. Most people know me as like that. I was born in Kabare, right there. Studied from the schools, Kabare Demonstration School. I went to Ndorwa Primary School, then later proceeded to Rushoroza, mostly known as Marcos and Mary's College, Rushoroza. I did my HSC there and O level. After that, I proceeded and went to Kenya. I did my higher education in illustration and animation. I went there for some like two years. Then I came back and went back home to Kabale. I stayed there for some time and I worked with Club Earthquake. Most people know me there, and later Pine Health Club, then Horizon FC, and I was a sort of a manager of the club. And people who know it know that it prospered a bit. Then from there I joined Kabale Tax Park. Later I came in and joined Crossroads Multimedia. It was an honor for those guys because I increased my experience from there in animation, digital world and digital drawing. Then later I joined the MIXakids under David Mushabe. It's where I'm working now, and I'm an illustrator there, and I'm a creative director, and we have a platform working on. We're working on mixakids.com, and it's a platform for kids. I'm a father of three beautiful girls, Fatuma, Ashmat, and Nasim. I'm also a practicing illustrator, designer and animator. Mostly people know me as Chakabari, and I appreciate most people understand the way things are moving with me, and they really appreciated what I was doing to educate and to show the people that not every colored person is from abroad or from India or from Pakistan or Arabia or somewhere, to show that there is also part of Ugandans that look like me, and we uphold and we are proud to be Ugandans as well, and to contribute to the national cake and maybe pay taxes and what here and there. And I'm great some people really appreciated us, and the things are moving on well. Today I think we'll talk most about my work, my field of work, and what is going on in the world of art.
Mr. MINO Abdul Aziz, I'm glad to say that we are very delighted to have you back on the program, because the first time was amazing. The recipient I got, the reception, people were actually rooting out for the kind of stories you shared. The YouTube account for the show is somehow linked to my mobile phone. So every time that a comment would pop in, I would get a pop-up. And people would talk about different things and how they loved your personality. And specifically, your Chichiga language. They couldn't believe that you would speak Luchiga. Very fluent. So what would you want to, first of all, talk to your Bachiga people if you want to greet them?
Yes, na abakura mwena abachiga barampagira n'abandi bona abanywanyi banje family yanje n'abarawurira urukiga runyankore mwena n'abakura mu zina rya Ruhango.
How was it like for you? Did you get any feedback? Did you get any reception?
Yes, please, because now I'm very honored from you and UBC to have hosted me and hosted me back again. It is very interesting to see that I got feedback from as far as Gulu and somewhere. Wow. And to see that there are some people who are having the same challenges, people of my kind. They're having the same challenges, but they are quiet. They don't know how to air it out, but I did something and talked about it. Yes. And they are really talking about it. They are appreciating. And by the way, I got even people from, they call up the Badamas, who are, I would say, who are having kids there. They would come in my inbox and tell me that they are having kids, they are coming back here, so they want to find the ground to be clear, the ones who have intermarried with Wazungu and what. So they appreciate what I was doing, they appreciated the UBC. And another thing, there's a guy, I don't know his name or his account, I found in my inbox. There's a guy who's in TikTok, so he was recording some of the...
Ooh, we are trending on TikTok. Yes, tell me about that.
Yes. So he's moving the videos, the interviews we are doing. Wow. On the other hand, I'm glad that he's sending the message that I was trying to send, though people are liking it, because I was getting those feedbacks on my inbox, yes. Be it Facebook or my WhatsApp number. So I'm glad I made the show with you guys. I'm very appreciative.
Mr. Abdul, the first time we met, you shared also a story to do with your family. You have a very awesome family, beautiful daughters. How are they doing?
They're really fine. They're really okay, as you've said. I find them very amazing and very beautiful, very well-behaved girls, down to earth. They are the reason I'm living for. That's what I always tell them. And there are 3 girls, Fatuma, Nasima, and Ashmat. They are doing really fine.
What can you tell them?
Keep on moving, my girls. Yes. And keep on fighting. The future is bright.
He's a great father, guys. He's a great father. And now, also the very first time we met, I was a bit mean with you. Yeah. Because we have a little bit of some riddles with time and we couldn't manage time. We didn't talk about your other career or your profession. Yes. So you're a modern artist, designer. You do some illustration. Tell me more about this.
Yes, you know, let's talk a bit of art, a brief about art. You know, when you are doing art, we knew that art has oil on canvas, or painting, sketching with a pen, but now art has moved a step forward. It has moved in the digital world. I'm very honored and to be associated with Crossroads Multimedia. Those are the people I started my digital journey with them. They are really patient with me. This is where I first used my first tablet. This is a digital thing, like a gadget you put beside your laptop. Yes. Then you draw on it. It transfers the information on your computer. So that's where I first saw my first tablet and did my first practice. And I became, it's where I really was equipped, because I knew some bit of animation and drawing and what. So they made my experience to be more fun and more tough. More, I could say tough, because it's really beneficial. So from that, I moved, I started using YouTube, because now when you go to universities around, you can never find where you can get, like when you are doing illustrations, it's only about watercolors, the oils, and you'll never find where they will teach you the digital part of it. So most of us who are doing it are self-taught artists. I'm also a self-taught digital illustrator. So I have some people who have really backed my journey, and the people, they're so amazing that some people would believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's why I call them. There's a person like David Masanso, the owner of Crossroads Multimedia. He really believed much in me than more I believed in myself. So he encouraged me to do more of digital art, and I did it. So I came and met, and through that journey I moved ahead and met some awesome guy, a very patient, humble person called Mr. David Mushabe. He introduced me to MixaKids. This is the digital platform for kids. They write stories, we illustrate them, then we put them up. And he also believed in me more than I believed in myself. He's very patient with me, because the art world is very slow. If you are not a very patient,
is this how you know Kwezira? Because you're all in the same field. You know, I've ever hosted him before.
Yes, I saw the show. Kwizera is my young brother, I can say, because Kwizera, we are from the same place. I know his family. His father is a family friend, Mr. Batuma, as we know him. Kwizera is like a brother to me.
How did that kind of profession come to fall on your lap?
Art was a passion. I grew up doing art. We are the people from Kigezi. We are natural born. When you see most of the artists around are from Kigezi, Kwizera, Luganzo Bruno, Mark Kasi, Arnold Birungi, Sajabi, Taga Niwagaba. These are famous artists around. All of them are from Kigezi. That shows you that that place produces the Anna Kansimes, the produces
the cream de la cream.
The creatives, very good creatives, you see. We have the musician also, the T-Bros, the what. So I grew up being a creative. We are the people who never used to buy, our parents couldn't afford toys. You would sit down and make your own toys. You would maneuver and see that you keep yourself entertained. I remember we would use charcoal. They called it a makara. We would draw on walls, then hell would break out. I remember the books. Whenever they would give you a book, it would always be a fight with the dads and the moms. Do you know those days?
Mr. Mino, I feel like we are just going to get much better into this conversation. It's just going to dig much further. We are here to preserve the juice of this conversation. So you're going to look straight into that camera. Look at Henry and tell our viewers that we're going to be right back. First in MUKIGA and then in English. Take it away, my brother.
Yes, we are going to be right back. Twaza kugarukamu mturinde wokachi.
Very good. Let's go. Welcome back. We are still chilling here at Katikati Restaurant with the magnificent Mr. MINO ABDUL AZIZ, who I just found out is an artist, is also a chef extraordinaire. If he's also known busy serving the world through his racial discrimination campaigns that he likes to talk about. He's an ordinary father and he's a magnificent father as well. So, Mr. Abdul Aziz, tell me, where do you find the balance? Where do you really find the balance between this whole artist thing and the chef? And I mean,
Okay, the chef, I'm not practicing it, and the more passion is in art and the love of children. As I told you that I'm working with MIXAKIDS. MIXAKIDS, the kids write stories, and briefly I'm explaining about it. Then we illustrate them, we panobid them, illustrate them, then we put them on the platform for other kids to read. So the most important thing is that we are looking at saying that we tell our own stories. You know, those folk stories of ours. If you don't tell them, other people will come to talk about them, and they will say them in the wrong way. They will talk them about them in the wrong way. So most of the time is dedicated to the field of art, animation, and that's where my passion is. So I followed more of my passion. Though about the cooking, that one I do it at home for my pleasure and for the pleasure of my kids. We sit down, cook a nice meal, and eat whenever I need a nice meal. And about the thing you have said, the campaign, it's not on a big scale. Yes. It is just something that really bothers me, and I feel there are some more who are being affected by it. And I want to at least lay a smooth ground for my kids and my grandchildren. When they come, they found that at least I've put there something, or someone who wants to start to build a unit can get a platform to move onwards.
Yes. I understand this through research that our art industry is actually a young industry. So when we are addressing issues that are affecting it, we're actually dealing with the two problems of a child that is just growing up. Do you feel like it's moving in the right direction?
Yeah,
Do you see any promise?
Yes, I see very promising artists. I see very promising guys. The guys of, there's some group of boys, they call themselves Elupe. They are doing fantastic comics. That is a digital thing, and it's very interesting that we are moving more from the tradition into modern way of doing things. And when you look at their work, you can really, our work, let me say our work, now you can really compare it with other professionals around the world, and some people see our work and they really go, wow. Eh?
So when it comes to commercialization, do you feel like really art is paying enough? Why should a child go to school and study art, like how you're teaching these children? What are you telling them in the future? Is there any future prospect?
For that is what, they will always be those people who sacrifice. At the moment, the payment is not as fertile as the ones in Europe and what. Because in Europe and Western world country, you can never employ an artist.
So they shouldn't look at money first?
Yes, they should look at improving their talent and skills. That's what we are doing. We are laying the foundation for them. Because there you can never employ an artist. You cannot afford. A creative you cannot afford. So yes, so what you have to do it on a contract basis. You draw, I give you the money. You draw a book, we make a contract, I draw a book, you give me the money. And it's like the movies, they pay you in advance. A millionaire gives you like money. You work for 2 years knowing that I'm working on this movie. But for now, here is Kagwirako. The money we get, the money we use, there's no time. The things take a lot of time. Some other clients want things in a faster way. When you do it in a faster way, the quality is not good. You see, there are those challenges. But we are laying the ground for those youngsters who are coming, so that in future, it is a growing process. So in future, those guys will come and find when the process is well set, they will move in. Who knows? It can be one of my kids or my grandchildren. So well, we shouldn't be selfish. There will always be those people to sacrifice.
That's quite positive. You're setting a precedent. Now, let's be more practical, Mr. Mino. Like, for example, you see this art piece behind us?
Yes.
You look at it very well. How much time and price would you think this can go for?
But because when I look at this, I see it's more of a photograph. This one was taken. It's not more of a hand. But if I'm to draw it, maybe in a good, on a good canvas and very well.
Have you felt the texture? Can you touch the texture?
Yes.
I felt it some time ago.
This is, I think it is printed on woolen texture. It's a photograph printed on woolen texture.
And then the wooden edges here?
The wooden they would be the frames of the common frames. If I'm to work on it on a canvas and something, maybe I would go for 2.5, let's say. But now that is my standard price. But now for the market, for Ugandan market, the best they can give is like 800,000.
What is your identity like? If somebody just lays sight on your work, and how would they first of all describe your work in the first sight? Would be like, this is Mino Abdul's work.
I've shared some of my work on Facebook. People go crazy about it.
What makes it distinctive? What identifies you as an individual? Your work. What gives it that uniqueness?
The beauty in it, the details that I go for, the tones that I go for, the quality that I go for, really the creativity in it, the message it passes, the composition in it. Because like there is a cartoon I was making for a story about, it was a story about a computer and his friends. So how do you go, it was a computer, a keyboard and a mouse, they were friends. So how do you come up with those characters? And so that the way to come out with those characters, that is how people identify my work and they really love it. Another thing, there is a ongoing proverb, Ruchiga proverb cartoons I was making on Facebook. You see, I have my friends are a lot of Wachiga. So it's about a goat cartoon and a chicken. They always interact and pass out cartoons, a proverb. There's one which was very famous where a cartoon, a goat was complaining, was saying, "Nyowe, elizobatiba antwara mchibungo kulia kanyasi. They have not taken me to eat grass." Then the chicken replies, "Man, no kugumisiriza. Man, just be patient like the logs that build a toilet. You know, those logs are very patient. They step on them, they smell from the toilet. So I was relating to the quarantine and the hassles of COVID and what. So it creates, that shows you how the identical people got very excited, the way the Ruchiga in it, the way. So I was looking also forward of building on that. So that is the identity of my work.
What is your greatest wish in life as we wind up?
My greatest wish in life is to see my kids in a better Uganda, where my people like me, where they can move, go to the passport office without extra documentations. At the ID's office, I go anywhere. I be as free as any other Ugandan, and my best wish is to see my kids prosper in education and what, and to see the art world moving on.
What would be your dying legacy? What would be the thing that people will remember you about?
I really love kids. My greatest weakness is kids. When I see kids, even if it's mine, you know, nowadays, the way the world is, I feel like holding them, maybe carrying them, but
kids of any kind, regardless of color, regardless
yes,
of...
but you know, mothers of today, they are scared. People have got aggressive, what, you never know.
You know, there's child molestation.
Yes,
like
even the kids, when they are girls, which you don't familiar, you feel it, but you say that what would the mother think? So I think for the love of kids and I would want to create a greatest platform, which I'm working with MixaKids, to see that when kids grow up, they find a better content for them to read, to get to know our tradition, and to find a very good and nice environment to create, to be part of a creative that will contribute for a better Uganda. I want people to come and say, this book, because I have a book on the platform called the Kanyana. Kanyana is a mini bus. It's on the platform also. I'm an author. It is...
you are a lot of things.
Yes, Kanyana is a platform. It's on a book on a platform. It's a mini bus, the adventures. The way it was afraid to come to Kampala, it brought kids to Kampala who were participating in music and drama. They won, they went back in.
Well, Mr. Abdul Aziz, thank you very much. I'm honored to have you again on the show. I hope we shall do this one more time.
I appreciate very much, sir.
Well, thank you guys for being a great audience, and take care and stay put, follow the SOPs and be good. Good evening and bye for now.